Today, I'm at the Bunker Hill Monument in Charlestown to talk about the Battle of Bunker Hill, the bloodiest battle during the Revolutionary War. Despite its name, the Battle of Bunker Hill actually took place on Breed's Hill. The colonial militia were instructed to build a redoubt on the highest point in Charlestown, which was Bunker Hill. But with no moon that night, they couldn't see very well and instead built on the 70-foot tall Breed's Hill.
Battles of America. Bunker Hill. In April of 1775, the battles of Lexington and Concord ended. The colonials followed the British back to Boston, Massachusetts, and laid siege on the city with a low supply of cannons, firearms, and artillery. The British planned to occupy Bunker Hill and Breed's Hill. After catching wind of the British plan, 1,200 colonials under the command of William Prescott rushed to the hills and built fortifications during the night. On the morning of June 17, 1775, the British awoke to find the colonials already occupying the hills. The British forces, confident in their superior training and equipment, the colonial militia was given the famous order, "Hold your fire until you see the whites of their eyes." The resourceful colonials thwarted the first two British assaults, inflicting significant casualties on the Redcoats. However, now depleted of ammunition, the Americans were forced to retreat during the third onslaught, giving the British a tactical victory. While the Americans sustained a fair amount of casualties, including Dr. Joseph Warren, the British amassed thousands of casualties, which sent a clear message that the colonial militia was a force to be reckoned with. Despite the technical victory for the British, the conflict seemed more like a defeat.
After the Lexington Alarm of April 19, 1775, 20,000 militiamen and Minutemen groups from across all of New England converged on Massachusetts and Boston in particular. They were outraged, they were angry, and they bottled up the British inside the city. They were led by General Artemus Ward, who was head of the Massachusetts Committee of Safety, who on the night of June 15th and 16th ordered his forces forward to this position on Breed's Hill, which we erroneously call Bunker's Hill. His men erected a fortification on this hill that in the morning when the British woke up, looked out, were stunned, and knew something had to be done. After the Battle of Bunker Hill, reconciliation between the American colonies and Great Britain was no longer possible. Benjamin Franklin wrote a friend in England, "We were once friends, we are now enemies." The war had taken a fateful turn.